It says I'm live. How's everybody doing? It's in the wee hours of the morning, and guess what I came across? I came across the YouTube channel of the guy who is on the run. His name is Frank James, the one that did the New York City Subway pow pow yesterday, injuring over 20-something people, I think. Something to that effect. But without further ado, let me get to the screen share and we're going to get into it. We are going to get into it. I don't know why we haven't heard of or seen this guy before. He has a pretty much of a large channel. But whatever the case may be, let's go.
All right, so I'm back in for the video. And I'm going to tell this video, what a day. What a fucking day, man. I want you to look at the background. Where I'm at now. I'm in the same hotel. I haven't changed hotels. But does it look different to you at all? And if you say it does look different to you, then the next logical question is, why does the background look different to you? If I'm in the same fucking hotel that I registered in a few days ago, why is that? Why is it different? Like I told you, I did a pre-entry check as soon as I got my key, before I brought my shit in. I checked the fucking room out. I made sure that the heater worked, it was working. I made sure that the toilet flushed properly, it was flushing. I made sure I had hot water. I looked at the bed and all that other shit. Everything was fine. Until yesterday fucking morning. At about, it must have been, well actually, I can't tell you, early in the morning. 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the fucking morning, I realized my fucking heater dropped dead. The heater that provides the heat to the room malfunctioned. And there was an error message. The motherfucker wouldn't come back on. And so I had to call the front desk and tell them about it. So I needed, she said she would change my room, right? The only problem is I had bought half the shit from my locker, you know, that I'm supposed to lock up. I bought a lot of shit with me because I'm going to the Airbnb. And I brought it into the room. And I didn't feel like taking that shit back out to the truck. So I got a brainstorm and said, you know what, instead of doing that, let me just go to New York. I'll go to New York and just, you know, hang out in New York for a little while. I'll come back and get straight now. Because I had, well, there's a reason why. I'm not going to get into you why. The reason why, you know, I really couldn't move at that time. I don't get into details. I said, just spice though, I couldn't move at that time. And so I did that. I went to New York. Went to New York. That's for the first time, and I don't know how many years. It's 2000 and wow, must have been 18. I know. I flew into New York. I did go to New York, and I don't know how I did that. I think I still got my taxes. Yeah, I went like 2018, some shit like that. 19, whatever it was, for a few days. Yeah, I did. And I went to this cheap hotel. It's probably that cheap anymore. The Grand Hotel in Chinatown. $50 a night. That shit was, oh my God. It was just like, I swear to God, I could barely walk around the bed. No bath. The bathroom was out in the hallway. This is the bed. A bed, I think I may have had I didn't even have a dress. I think I did. No, I don't think I had a dress in there. I may have like a little nightstand, but it was just enough room for the bed. That motherfucker, and you just $50 a night in Chinatown. $50 a night. You know that shit must have been Manhattan. Oh my God, that's it. And then you had to walk up like how many flights is this?
Hey, I'm sorry. I stopped sharing for a second. Give me a second. I had to start it again.
It was like walking up fucking the Great Wall of China or some shit. You had to walk up like 2 stories of stairs to get to the lobby. No elevator, no elevator your ass. You had to walk. And but it was cool though. But it really wasn't, but it had to be. And I dealt with it though. But I got to see New York, and that's what it was. But on this day, when I went to the city, oh my God, Eric Adams, what the fuck? What are you doing, brother? What's happening with this homeless situation? I got on the E train. Every fucking car. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Every car I went to was loaded with homeless people. And the odor, it was so bad, I couldn't even stand. I had to keep moving from car to car. I almost missed my train. Every car, homeless. Now that was the last stop with all these professional motherfuckers. Nobody. They laid out, God bless them, as they usually do. But there was nobody there to get them off the train and give them service. None of that bullshit. Now I'm gonna get a business with doubt and say he spoke a little, he talked that shit up too fast, and he I don't say overspoke talk, but he just said too much too soon about what he's gonna do. Because there's no way, obviously, he's making it happen. And then the craziest shit I saw, only in New York, only in fucking New York, you see it, on 34th Street and 7th Avenue, I'm walking down 34th Street, and this homeless, if I'm lying, this motherfucker was in the middle of the street. He had a big bundle of newspapers, and he was just flinging them shits in the air. Going down like swing. I mean, throwing as hard as he could. This whole newspaper, and it's just the people flying every fucking way. Only in New York would you see some shit like that. He thought that he flinging it, and he still flying like confetti. This is the way forward. Oh my God! What a fucking day! What a day, man, I went through, but it's finally over in here, this hotel. I'm out of here tomorrow morning, and I spoke to the owner of the Airbnb, and she agreed to allow me to, enter the apartment or the house earlier than scheduled, because I'm supposed to come in at 3 o'clock. She said, you come in anytime you want to. She said, come in early when I have one come in the motherfucker. I said, okay, cool. So I'll be there I should be there around 12 o'clock after everything's said and done. Because I gotta go back to my locker but get my fucking. I need my hoodie. I need my gloves. It's gonna be fucking 10 degrees tomorrow in or some shit. Winter time again. But just for a couple of days, it's gonna turn spring like again. It's just this weather is really crazy, man, around this time. Now I gotta make a plan. I fucked around and overshot my money, so now I gotta wait till the 3rd to get my money before I can start looking for a place. It's crazy. I have money. I don't know how the fuck that shit did. Money just started going. I'm gonna be buying 20-ounce steaks at fucking what's that buying? I'm gonna be buying fucking. I went today and bought me a fucking at Longhorn Steakhouse for a 20-ounce steak. My dumb ass, I don't know. I'm just spending money, giving motherfuckers $10 tips and buying shit that I don't even need. Wasn't even paying attention to my money. My money ran low, and now I gotta wait till I mean, I still got money, but it's not enough for me to be able to get my room right now. I just have to wait till the 3rd. When my check comes in, I could start looking again. But in the meantime, I'm just going to chill out in the Airbnb because I got that to the 15th. I'm scheduled to be in that spot. We're gonna make some videos over there too. I'm scheduled to be in there to the 15th, and that's how it is. So this day was like, I don't know what else happened. Some other shit happened too. I can't even tell you what it was. I should just crazy shit, crazy bullshit. But the craziest shit was the heater going out. After me telling you to go check the room, that's something else can happen. But hopefully, you know, and obviously it's a cheap hotel, but they just remodeled it. I mean, I like how it looks, you know. And the smartest thing, the only thing I would say that they need to do, okay, they got hard wood floor or whatever, semi wood floors in here, but at least put runners in, you know. Put a fucking mat at the front. They would have put at least put a mat, you know, put a couple of runners at the front door. That's all you have to do. You have to put the carpet the whole place. But at least they ain't even doing that. I don't know what that's about, but anyway. In the shower, I will show you that shit. I'm taking a shower and the water's running out the fucking shower. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, I'm only here for one more night and I'm gone. And to Philly, I gotta go into my storage unit and get out gloves and shit because it's 90 below zero and all this other crazy shit. And that's the story with that. Now, what else happening in the world today? Well, the war in Ukraine. I haven't been paying attention much to that, but obviously that's still going on. And we're still poised to possibly experience a limited nuclear war, as I've been telling you. Because notice this now. I told you in my last video. Notice that. You haven't heard anything at all about terrorists. The word terror or terrorist has not been used at all since the end of this so-called war on terror. And I don't know what to tell you, man, but if you can't see that this whole thing is a setup from A to Z, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. You're just cattle. You're sheep. You're, like I said, you're sheeple. You're not people. You're fucking sheeple. That's what you are. How do you defeat? I'm gonna ask you this again. How do you defeat a noun? Terror is a noun. That's what we've been fighting for the last 20 years. Yes, a war on terror. You mean we defeated the word terror? It makes no fucking sense. And again, if you watch these rockets that are designed to destroy buildings, hitting apartment buildings, and those buildings are still standing. Yeah, they suffer a tremendous damage, but they did not collapse into dust. Here you have 2 aluminum fucking planes hit the World Trade Centers, and they turned into fucking dust. Those were not missiles. Those were just commercial airplanes made of aluminum. Mostly to make them light. Else they wouldn't be able. If they weren't light, they wouldn't be able to fly. Made the whole fucking structure. And if you watch how those buildings were built, it took years. You had rebar and concrete laid on each floor that links together with the center core. How the fuck? But a stankin' white bitch, working slob whore, wants to fuck with me about some bullshit. Now I realize she's about to, her children are about to be fucked out of their future. She wants to attack me, this stinking whore. Tell me about what I'm not as a man, human being, you stinking bitch. You're not even a human being, you white trash motherfucker. You're not even a human being. You're an object. That was proven on 9/11. You could have been in them buildings. There's help. Wait. This real woman, hardworking, honest, tax-paying, church-going, American-loving woman. We can't do this. They didn't get motherfucker. You stinking whore. I would kill you, but you're not worth the amount of time I have to do in jail. Killing you would be like killing a cockroach, but I have to do a lot of time to do it. That's what you are to me, a water bug. You're not even a human being to me. Like it was a human being to the motherfuckers that did what they did to the World Trade Center. You ain't even a human being. You're a pawn in their game. They got you. You ain't know you in the same situation I'm in. You stinking white bitch. Talk that shit. You lucky. You're lucky, you motherfucker. And I could have pissed on them hoes. I could have pissed on all them bitches. Oh yeah. Piss tested all them bitches. I wouldn't even waste my time. Going to explain to me what happens. Here's a paycheck to paycheck, working slob, bag of garbage, white bitch. A real white woman wouldn't even waste her breath on me. I'm a nigga. Why you wasting you got so much passion hate for me? I'm a nigga. I'm a nigga. You talking to me? You know you a piece of shit. You know you a piece of serious garbage. That you even waste your a real woman. She wouldn't even waste it. Matter of fact, she wouldn't even look at me. You look at me, turn that, walk away from me. Walk. But a piece of garbage, a trail of trash, low down, low life, stinking, worthless, ought to be somewhere, ought to be dead white bitch, has the audacity to go talk that shit. Talk it. Tell me how you really feel, white bitch. I would tell you how I really feel. I would show you how I really feel, but I can't do that. You know, so I have to absorb whatever you say to me and keep on moving. But again, my final message to all you motherfuckers is fuck you and your mama too. And I'll be whatever it is you want me to be, as long as I can make you what I want you to be. And I only want you to be one thing. And I'm not going to say what that is on this video. I'm not going to do that. So anyway, moving right along, I don't know what else I can talk about in this video. I mean, there's so much going on. And we went over the Cory Booker thing with him going off and, talking about his ancestors, his grandmother, and who he loves, and this and that. We went through all that shit. But there's something else I want to talk about. I couldn't even really, there's something that came to me recently that I wanted to talk about that I really can't remember what the fuck it was. I don't know if it had to do with that Cory Booker thing or something else, but there's some other shit we need to talk about, that's pretty fucking deep. It's deep in terms of us understanding what's really going on around us and how we should be responding in a way that will allow our children to have some sort of future here, because right now they have none. Your children have no future. While you folk, and again, but that's what farm animals, white, black, doesn't matter. We're supposed to focus in on each other. We're supposed to kill and destroy, hate each other. Not the motherfucker that is going to take us to the slaughter like they did on the morning of 9/11. Not them, but each other. This is what farm animals do. They attack each other. And not the motherfuckers going to take them to slaughter like they did on the morning of 9/11. As I stood, and as a matter of fact, I was right down the World Trade Center. And I looked right up at that building that replaced the World Trade Centers. It's an amazing sight. It really is. But again, that's a update, and that's something that is more efficient, effective, modern, no asbestos, and it's something that will stand the test of time. You can fly a plane that of course it's not gonna happen. And it's amazing over the 21 years that no other terrorist decided to take a plane and try to crash in any other buildings over in fucking Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, anywhere but here in the United States. Isn't that amazing? So when I hear people want to express how they, please, man, tell me how you feel. I want to hear how you feel about me, what you think about me. You silly fucking bitch, you useless whore. You're about to be dead. Your children have no future. Where, on what planet? You don't. Don't you want to attack me and make me feel bad about what? I don't feel bad about, I know where I'm at. I know exactly where I'm at. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly what I've done. And if I have any feelings of regret or doubt, or if I feel any sort of pain, I should feel pain. I should be hurt. But see, only I know why that's the case. But God willing, or whoever willing, that won't last much longer. Because when Putin gets to shooting, we all gonna get to pooping in our pants. Like I said, you lay in your bed, it's 12 midnight. You open up your eyes and it looks like it's 12 fucking noon. And that rush of energy bursts through your fucking window and incinerates your motherfucking ass. That's all for the best. That's what's going to be. I see this is a build-up to that. I believe it's a build-up to that. I hope I'm wrong. No, I don't. But that's what I'm saying. It's another false flag operation. It's another war on terror. But this is going to be the big one. This is the one I was telling you about. Where they're going to take these nuclear devices, but it's not going to be nuclear. It's going to be the same thing that destroyed the World Trade. I don't know what that was. What was that that destroyed the world? Nobody talked about that. And these guys, the first responders who were down there first were saying that their shoes were melting. Their shoes were turning into dust as they were walking through whatever that was that destroyed the cities. And then you had these molten lava, like steel, just molten steel flowing down through the bottom of the basement. These fires that lasted for months from 2 planes. Not a rocket, not a nuclear device, but 2 fucking commercial aluminum planes hitting these buildings. You got molten steel flowing through the basement of the fucking World Trade Center. You got fires that last for months. Say whatever you want to me. Do whatever you want to me. I want to die happy. I'm going to die with a smile on my face and a song in my fucking heart. Fuck you. Oh, you motherfucker. You stinking bitch. Yeah. Talk that shit. Talk that punk shit. Dead is dead, whore. Dead is dead, you stinking white bitch. Give me your hate. Bring it to me. Tell me what I'm not. You dead. Motherfucker. And the earth is your mother, you stinking vicious whore. Your life-sucking parasite. What's your contribution to this earth? Shit, piss, and more pollution. That's your fucking contribution. That's all you contribute to this earth. And shit, piss, and more. And they want to talk shit and don't believe you're not begging me to take something and bash your motherfucking brains out like Ted Bundy did to them co-eds. Caveman style with a fucking log. Don't believe you asked me not to kill your fucking ass. Murder you, stinking bitch. But I ain't got to do shit. All I got to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. It's my time now, whore. You got this. You know you're not a real man. And you piece of shit. You useless whore. I want to watch you crawl, bitch. I want you to watch you crawl like the Ukrainian, unfortunately, Ukrainian crawling to be online like them. You going to do it, you dirty motherfucker. You're going to do it, you lousy whore. All smug and fat and sassy. You've been sitting like that for the last how many fucking hundred? It's about to come to an end now. Putin said he got something for your ass. You just shut the fuck. Listen, these Ukrainian motherfuckers belong to me. Yeah, they're going to do what I say do, or we're going to nuke the shit out of them and you and everybody else. And I hope that's the fucking case. It's time. It's time for this thing to come to a fucking end. And now I have become death. And now I have become death, the destroyer of fucking worlds. And we all have become that. All of humanity now is that. Death to the planet. So we should fucking die. We should go the fuck out of existence. Like the dinosaur, the dodo bird, the pastor pigeon, all the rest of the motherfuckers. I was watching something about the Australian tiger, what's it called, thylacine. They didn't go out of existence naturally. They were deliberately brought into extinction. They were hunted into extinction by the Australian. The white motherfuckers came from Europe. They were in their natural environment where the fuck they're supposed to be. And because these motherfuckers would herd sheep. These are tigers that hunt sheep. They hunted them to a fucking extinction. That's not your place to play God on this planet. This is what I'm saying. When you break law, when you break the law, whether you know it or not, or you understood the law or not, you got to pay for that shit. Ignorance of the fucking law is no excuse to break. How many times the fucking police tell you that shit? Well, I didn't know. Oh, man. Well, it's too fucking bad. It's too bad you didn't know. You still got to pay. And you got these shit talking white bitches, broke ass, working slob, paycheck to paycheck fucking whore, wanna fuck with me about some bullshit. Go right ahead. Talk that shit, bitch. Talk that shit. You dead. And you're such a vicious animal. You're such a demented whore. Your focus is not on the fact you're going to die and your children have you. Your focus is on attacking me and want to make me feel bad about myself. And I know, I'm a nigga. A real white woman wouldn't, a decent, well-adjusted white woman wouldn't even waste her. She wouldn't even. Matter of fact, if she saw me, she'd look away from me and go the other direction. But a whore, a trailer trash piece of shit, ought to be pimp slapped and stomped piece of shit. Of course, going to try to attack because you're broke. You're sorry. You're a sad piece of garbage. You're a bag of fucking trash. What else are you but a bag of trash? You want to attack me? you want to take 2 minutes to talk to me? I'm not important to you that you want to focus on me? Why, you sorry? You piece of fucking trash bitch. A real white woman wouldn't even, she wouldn't even waste her time. But a piece of garbage, a sorry and sad and vicious piece of trash, of course she gonna tell me, you can't make me feel shit. Why? Because I know you're dead. I know you're dead. I mean, you have no fucking future. Stupid bitch, ignorant whore. Fuck are you talking about? I'm talking to these white bitches. I'm focused on white bitches tonight. I'm white hoe pimping tonight. That's the term pimps use. We had a white that white hoe pimping. So I'm white hoe pimping tonight. Cause you motherfuckers will fuck me about some bullshit. You are a detriment to all. You're the reason the planet is dying. You should be dead because you're a parasite. You contribute to life here, stinking white bitch. What do you contribute to life here? You stinking motherfucker. Again, shit, piss, and pollution. That's your one and only contribution. What the fuck? And you're so ignorant and so backward and it's so having, but it's all about violence. But I take a 2-pound can of clean peaches and bust you in your motherfucker. Would that be enough violence for you stinking white bitch? Just an ordinary can of clean peaches, about 2 pounds of big kizzy, and say the motherfucker, wah! Bust you in your butt. Is that violent enough for you? Since you love violence so fucking much, you fucking whore. Did you enjoy 9/11? You must have loved that. You must have had an orgasm watching that since you love violence. Since violence is the fucking answer. Since violence is what it's about, motherfucker, until you receive it. You love talking about violence, and you love being violence against others, but you don't want to accept no violence. Fuck you. You're going to get some now. When Putin gets to shooting, which I hope he does, he will. And then you have the Chinese involved. They have hypersonic missiles that go 5 to 7 times the sound. You're about to be fucked. White bitch, stinking whore, and you should be. You should be, motherfucker. No, you done got too overconfident in your whiteness. And if you ain't got $5 or $10 billion in your pocket, you stinking whore, you're a bag of garbage who needs to be disposed of. Fuck you. Talk that shit. Tell me what I'm not as a man. I'm man to take some and bash your motherfucking brains out. I'm man to make you drop dead. And that's all the fucking man need to be. You stinking piece of shit. Stinking piece of white shit. Because that's the fuck you are. Fuck you. Trailer trash, trailer park living stinking bitch. Yeah, talk that shit. Just mind my business. Do what I gotta do. I gotta hear shit from me up there. Give me some bullshit. Because you're full of hate. You're a hateful, devil, white devil bitch. And your time is coming, motherfucker. Your time is near. Get ready for it. You cannot live happily ever after with nuclear bombs. They have to be used sooner. Somebody gonna use them sooner or later, motherfucker. So no, talk about me, but that's not. No, that's not important. Fuck. Tell me what I'm not as a human being and a man. Well, tell me about myself. You stupid fucking bitch. You use this piece of worthless shit. Meanwhile, Russia, China got nuclear devices pointed right at your fucking head. But your focus is on me and tell me about myself, what I'm not. A nigga. You talking to a nigga. What? It's so you're so sad. Again, a real white woman who had any real class, who she wouldn't even waste her fucking breath. Matter of fact, she wouldn't even take to she see me go the other way. But not the trailer trash. Bag of garbage, stinking white bitch. Not her. I'm white hoe pimping tonight. I'm white hoe pimping. That's what I'm doing tonight. I'm white hoe pimping. Fuck you. Well, I ain't gotta say it because you about to be fucked. Can't say it. I'm gonna say it, but you about to, for real. You want to see disrespect, bitch? You want to see some disrespect. The nuclear bombs you shoved up, like that 737 got shoved up your ass and cunt hole. Now you have about nuclear bomb shoved up your ass and cunt hole. So now we're gonna have a nationwide 9/11 involving whatever that was. And it was some sort of nuclear shit, but it was some kind of, I don't know what it was, man. But you can see it. Those buildings were turned into dust. I'll keep saying it, and you can see it if you want to see it. Turned into fucking dust by something. Right? But of course, when you want to blindfold yourself, you want to lie to yourself, you want to pretend this shit is not what it is. And again, watch the rockets. Rockets that design and destroy structures. Hit apartment buildings, and those buildings are still standing. There's a lot of damage, but they don't collapse. 2 aluminum airplanes hit the World Trade. Those buildings designed to absorb the impact of airplanes. But again, like I said, you can take the knife you're about to cut the throat of a cow with and put it under his nose and let him sniff it. He'll sniff it, he'll lick it, but then after a while, just walk away from it. After he didn't see it. And this is what we're dealing with people talk this shit to me. And so this is what I want to talk about. I don't give a fuck. Do whatever you want to do. I'm going to be here till tomorrow morning, regardless of how, whatever you say or do. Now I'm hearing some fucking sound, some kind of beep, buzzing sound. It doesn't matter. I'm going to speak when I say, I'm going to say what the fuck I want to say.
Oh, all right. So that's the end of that video. All right, so here's the deal. I don't know what the hell he was talking about. But what I would like to do, and that was made 2 weeks ago. That's a 2-week-old video. Here's a video he just made yesterday. Let's see what he's talking about. Share.
Talking negative shit and beating your meat at night. Nothing that would benefit you in the future world of the black man. At the time for Whitey is almost up. He was meant to rule for a certain period of time. And his time is near. Nigga, let me tell you something.
Let's start that again.
Running. You know something? I don't understand you niggas sometimes. I mean, here you've got an opportunity to learn about yourself, about the greatness of the black man. But what do? You spend your time reading filthy books, talking negative shit, and beating your meat at night. Nothing that will benefit you in the future world of the black man. At the time for Whitey is almost up. He was meant to rule for a certain period of time.
Shut up.
And his time is near.
Nigga, let me tell you something. I'm a hope to die dope fiend. Not cause I'm black or cause I got some kind of personality disorder. It's because I like being a dope fiend. You hear me, nigga? I like being a dope fiend. And ain't nothing gonna change that in me. Now, if Allah come down from wherever he is and he ain't selling no good dope, I ain't gonna cop from the motherfucker. And I'll put out a wire that his shit is cut with that poison. So you go back to your lessons and get off my back, because I do as I please. Now, when the time comes that I want to become a black god, a Muslim, or a Panther, then I'll become one. See, all that shit you keep talking about us being niggas, stupid and ignorant, ain't gonna get you nothing but a good swift kick in your motherfucking ass.
This is what I have left because of his greed, his selfishness, his complete disregard of and disrespect of others and life.
Next, we take you to Cincinnati, Ohio, for the sentencing of 23-year-old Jaleel Smith Riley. Nearly 3 years earlier, 20-year-old Portia Brooks was in her car with boyfriend Aaron Martin when Smith Riley and two men approached, looking to rob them. You can see the group on the security footage as they near the vehicle. Smith Riley ordered Martin out of the car, and when he didn't have any cash, shot him in the head, causing permanent brain damage.
There was a guy outside of the car who looked like he was bleeding from multiple spots.
Smith Riley then leaned into the car and fired at Brooks.
There's a lady in it, and she's bleeding.
She died 3 days later. After a lengthy investigation, police arrested Smith Riley, charging him with both shootings. To avoid the death penalty, he pled guilty to aggravated murder and attempted murder. He's now facing a sentence from anywhere between 23 years to life without parole. But before sentencing, with victim Aaron Martin sitting in the gallery, Portia Brooks' family speaks directly to the court, as well as the man who shattered their lives.
He killed me mentally, emotionally. He killed my identity as a mother of three, as a family of four. This is what I have left because of his greed, his selfishness, his complete disregard of and disrespect of others and life. This is what I have left. I talk to her, I kiss her, I hold her. But as you can see, I get nothing back except the reality that she is gone.
Next to speak was Portia's younger sister.
He wants parole. Well, I want my sister. Let's trade it. I have to deal with life without Portia, so he should deal with life without parole.
Then it's Smith Riley's turn to try to convince the court that he deserves leniency.
Sorry. Go back away. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is what I'm coming with.
And his attorney offers some final words.
This is somebody that feels genuine remorse. This is somebody that thinks about this every day, and he knows that he can't go back in time and undo what he did.
Finally, it's Judge Charles Kubicki who gets the last word.
For defendant serve a term of life without parole as to count for the offense of attempted murder. Defendant serve a term of life without parole as to count for the offense of attempted murder. Defendant serve a term of life without parole as to count for the offense of attempted murder.
Smith Riley receives a life sentence. He is not eligible for parole.
All right, so I'm back in from another video. I'm gonna tell this video, domesticated average. Domesticated average. I have to use that, say it that way, because I don't want to test I don't want to make a test out of what I really want to call it, really, because domesticated average is really a play on the term domesticated savage. And that's a term that I coined a while back when talking about, again, so-called black people. And the key word in that phrase, domesticated savage, is domesticated. No, you're not a wild savage. You're a domesticated savage. And we're going to see, I'm going to call another person we're going to view in a few minutes a domesticated savage, for real. And, you know, I'm not mad at the guy. The guy is just doing, again, like Quintarius, exactly what he has to do to survive and to, you know, protect himself and have some, you know, modicum of respect so people will respect him and not fuck with him like they fuck with me about some bullshit, but I'm just trying to work and live. Now I got to deal with all kind of insults and abusive shit people are saying to me because I didn't take the stand this guy took, or whatever the case may be. And it's all bullshit. We'll deal with that later. That's another story. We'll deal with. There's another character I want to talk about. I have a video on. Which most of the video is going to be about. But I want to talk about this guy first. I forget his name. I don't know his name. You saw the story just now. And can you read that? I blew this up real big so you can read that. What does it say? Can you read those words? Hope you can. Yeah, I'm sorry. After murdering one child and damn near killing another one. Now he's sorry. When he's facing life without parole, once he's behind those walls. But let me do something first before I get into this. I'm down to the last. This is the very last of it. This is the very last of my old. I'm gonna take my time with this though. No, I'm not drinking this fast. I'm gonna sip on this. It's the last of it. And here's the bottle to prove it. I'm gonna prove that to you. This is the bottle. Right? See? All right. That's the. What's it called? Ray or Rye and Nephew. White oak proof rum. Guaranteed full strength. They ain't lying about that. J. Rye and Nephew. Distillers and blenders since 1825. Kingston, Jamaica. That's what they are. Kingston, Jamaica. Jamaica, I guess they won awards in 1862, 1891. In 1878, they won awards for the quality of their rum. And yeah. So this is the last of it. We're gonna take one little sip. We ain't drinking this shit down like last time. We'll take a sip. And I'll be sipping on that throughout the video and drinking water. That gasoline tastes out my mouth. All right, so let's talk about this guy. You can see he's in tears now. You can see the breakdown that he did in front of the court when he realized he was getting life without parole. And I've always, every time I watch this video, one thing that I say, you know, I think about when watching this is that this video, and videos, I know there's more like them out there. They should compile these videos with these breakdowns and show them in every, you know, middle school possible. Because it might just dissuade somebody. It could be some sort of a deterrent, however might it may be, to think twice before you pull that trigger. Because you got a lot of kids now that obviously have a lot of access to guns. And the first thing they want to do is start shooting people without realizing that what they could wind up like. And it could wind up like him. I mean, just listen to that stupid. It makes no fucking sense what he did. What is he? But this is how some kids think. Y'all got a gun, man. This kid tells the guy to get out the car because he didn't have any money. He shoots him in the fucking head. Leans to the car, sees the girl, shoots her to death. And now he's in court. And what is he saying? I'm sorry. He made this. I just want to go home. Well, you ain't going home, brother. You ain't going home. You going somewhere. You're going somewhere. You're going to your death. Basically, you're going to be buried alive in prison. You're not going to see outside them walls again. And so this is something that should be, you know, planted in the mind of a lot of young people who need this. They need to see this. need to have this in their faces and their consciousness at all times. To caution them that, hey, listen, you want to go pull that trigger, you go right ahead. But don't forget your boy here and how he reacted to doing life in prison. Are you ready to do life without parole behind some silly shit that made absolutely no fucking sense? And of course, again, when he got behind, when it finally sunk in, I don't know if he was high or what he was, that, hey man, this ain't no fucking game. Your life is about to be over. He didn't realize that when he had the gun, was about to pull the trigger. He didn't realize that then. He probably didn't even care. But once he got behind those bars and the consequences broken down to him, it started to slowly but surely sink in. And he realized he just fucked himself for life. He did it to himself. Nobody did but him. And so this is why it's important to think about what you're going to do before you do it. And let's not forget, I've been through a lot of shit where I can say I wanted to kill people. I wanted to watch people die right in front of my fucking face immediately. But I thought about the fact that, hey man, I don't want to go to no fucking prison. Fuck that. You know, when I was younger, I was like, hey man, I'm not built for no fucking prison. I'm just not. I don't want to be, and then maybe I want to be around a bunch of fucking niggas. I want to be around a bunch of niggas now. Leave alone all day, every day, be around a bunch of fucking niggas talking shit and hearing that fucking bullshit all day, playing these fucking prison game. I don't want to deal with that shit. So I had to absorb the bullshit, right? Even though it's building up inside me, what could I do? Not much. And so I accepted a lot of shit. And I tried to avoid, situations where I knew that, I could possibly be attacked. That's what I call it. Motherfuckers want to attack you, right? And so every time I watched it, and I watched this video a few times, that's the one thing that came to my mind. Young people ought to see, kids ought to see this video in every fucking school and state, especially this part right here. Play that needs to be played over and over again with him saying, I'm sorry. Sorry, a lot of times, and in his case, definitely, is just too fucking late for you to be sorry. You should have been sorry before you did it. You shouldn't even done it in the first place. But he did it. Reached in the car and shot that girl in the fucking, and killed shot that girl to death. Shot that boy in the head and fucked his whole life up. Now he's brain damaged. Brain is fucked up now. Over what? And we see it each and every day. I just did a video on Quintarius. What was that shit about? What was that shit about him and his brother or whoever was going there and machine gunning down people in the middle of the street? What was it about? Some dumb nigga shit, some stupid shit. But it was a big deal to them, obviously. It's bullshit. Your honor and respect, motherfucker. By right, your black ass ought to be picking cotton. By right, you should be in a cotton field. If there was cotton to be picked, you should be picking it. Because that's why the fuck you're here. And there's no other reason. The fuck at it. Now you making these fucking stories about honor and respect and all this bullshit. That's the fuck it is. You cannot be unraped. You cannot be unfucked. You cannot be unenslaved. You cannot be unbred like a pig and a dog and a cow. You can't undo that, nigga. Now you can lie to yourself and try to do, but you can't. We are like the Frankenstein monster. We are the creation of mad scientists. Not the laboratory, but on the plantation, because the plantation was a fucking laboratory. Where they experimented on ways to control you, manipulate you, and make you how can they make you the most productive and the most attentive and the least resistance to being a fucking slave. It was a laboratory for that. That's why I suggest the book, The Peculiar Institution. I forgot who the writer was. But it's a short book. And the reason he calls it a peculiar institution, he's talking about slavery in America. United States slavery was a peculiar institution because the way it was run was separate. Each plantation was, again, like a separate laboratory. And each master on the planet was like a scientist in a laboratory experimenting on us. We don't get this. You can't just walk away from that. You can't just walk away from 40 years of that and just, well, we're going to live happy ever after because I got an education. Hey, listen, but you're still sick. You're still fucked up. I know it doesn't seem that way. You're very well behaved, very well spoken, very well mannered. Who gives a fuck? Again, so was fucking Charles Manson. So fucking.
Okay. So here's the deal. I'm going to update you. I'm going to update you on the latest information concerning Prophet of Truth 88, also known as Frank James. So passengers on a Manhattan-bound train had to dodge bullets while being blinded by smoke during the Tuesday morning commute, setting off a manhunt for a gunman whose motives are still unknown. Commuters were riding the subway as it neared the 36th Street subway station in Brooklyn's Sunset Park just before 8:30 a.m. when the gunman opened two smoke grenades, brandished a 9mm handgun, and fired at least 33 times, striking 10 people. He sucks as a shooter. 7 men and 3 women, according to NYPD Chief of Detectives James E. Essig. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Those 10 people were moved to area hospitals. An additional 13 people were injured via smoke inhalation, falling down, or panic attacks, Essex said. Hospital representatives told CNN Tuesday shooting left at least 29 people injured, who were treated at 3 nearby hospitals for injuries, none of which are life-threatening. We saw a quiet Tuesday morning turn an N train into a war zone as a smoke bomb was detonated and multiple shots rang out. New York City Mayor Eric Adams said, adding the quick response from MTA passengers and first responders saved lives. 5 of the victims injured were students commuting to school. New York City Governor Kathy Hochul told reporters outside somebody's medical center. She said she met with a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 16-year-old, and 2 18-year-olds at the hospital, which is the only pediatric trauma hospital in the area. A credit card and keys to a U-Haul van that had been rented in Philadelphia were found at the scene, police said. Both items helped investigators find a U-Haul van in the Gravesend section of Brooklyn Tuesday afternoon. What the hell happened? Why would he? Oh, he's an idiot. Thank God. The bomb squad cleared the van, and then it will be transported to a forensic location where the FBI, NYPD, and others can go through the vehicle in a controlled indoor environment. The NYPD identified a man named Frank James, 62, as a person of interest in the shooting. James is believed to be the renter of the U-Haul vehicle found in Brooklyn and has addresses in both Wisconsin and Philadelphia. Mr. James is just a person of interest we know right now who rented that U-Haul van in Philadelphia. The key to that U-Haul van was found in the subway in our shooter's possessions. We don't know right now if Mr. James has any connection to the subway. That's still under investigation. 62? What the hell is wrong with you, Frank James? 62. You are entering your twilight years and you had nothing better to do but shoot up teenagers, kids going to school. The van was rented on Monday from a U-Haul store in Philadelphia, according to company records obtained by CNN. The rental agreement obtained by CNN shows the U-Haul reservation was made Wednesday and was scheduled to be picked up Monday at 2:01 p.m. The van was supposed to be rented for 2 days, according to the reservation. The records show James rented the van using a Wisconsin license with a Milwaukee address. NYPD Commissioner Keechant Sewell said there are possibly some social media postings connected to James in which he mentions homelessness. New York and Mayor Eric Adams. The mayor's security detail was heightened out of an abundance of caution, Sewell said. New York City agencies are offering a joint $50,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest of the suspect involved in Tuesday's shooting, according to a statement from the Metropolitan Transportation Authority. Later at the scene, investigators found a Glock 9mm handgun, 3 extended magazines, 2 detonated smoke grenades, 2 non-detonated smoke grenades, a hatchet, and a U-Haul key. The key led authorities finding the van in Brooklyn. 2 officials said they believed the gun jammed during the shooting. Sewell said there were no known active explosive devices on the train. The attack is not being investigated as an act of terrorism, but authorities have not ruled anything out, she said. Anthony Valentino, who lives a block from the subway station, said he saw emergency responders outside his home and so went out to find people bloodied and in shock. I saw 2 people holding up a man who was all bloodied, blood all over his hands, and he was in shock, walking like a zombie before sitting on the floor, Valentino said. I felt horrible for him. The incident comes amid a rise in shootings in New York over the past 2 years and a particular rise in violence on the subway that has become a focus of Mayor Eric Adams' administration. Transit crime broadly is up 68% compared to last year. Numbers closer to where they were at pre-pandemic levels, according to an NYPD summary of statistics current through Sunday. The city tweeted later Tuesday because of the MTA disruptions that New York City Ferry is waiving fares on the South Brooklyn routes for the rest of the day and will provide additional service during the evening commute. Witness says he sat next to the shooting suspect. Harari Benkata, 27, told CNN he was sitting next to the subway shooting suspect on the N train Tuesday morning and was shot in the back of his knee while trying to flee. I feel shocked. I feel shaky. I don't know if I can ever ride that train again, Benkata, a lifelong New Yorker, told CNN after coming out of surgery. Benkata, a housekeeping manager at the New Yorker hotel, said he got on the last car of the N train and sat next to a man with a duffel bag who was wearing an MTA vest. The man then let off a smoke bomb and started shooting about 20 seconds after the train took off, Benkata said. Benkata said he was focused on helping a pregnant woman who he feared would get hurt as people rushed to the front of the car to avoid the shooter when he got shot, describing it as the worst pain of my entire life. He explained the bullet hit him in the back of his knee and came out the other side. Doctors told him the bullet grazed his kneecap. He is expected to walk on his own after several weeks on crutches. Benkata said he heard other people in pain but was unable to see them or the suspect because of the smoke. Claire Tunkel, 46, told CNN she took off her jacket and tied it around the leg of a man who suffered a gunshot wound from Tuesday's subway shooting in Brooklyn. Tunkel, who went to the hospital for smoke inhalation, said several gunshot victims were laying on the floor of the subway platform after the train arrived at the station. One of the guys who was shot, his leg was bleeding pretty bad, so I took off my jacket and tied it around his leg. Tunkel was in the subway car where the shooting took place and described the scene as chaotic. While she couldn't see anything because of the smoke, she said she heard people crying out for help and others who said they were bleeding. You couldn't see anything, but you could feel it, she said. Oh, Jesus. People were rushing to the front of the car and some fell to the ground, she noted. You could feel the bodies. Yav Montano told CNN he was on the express train heading to work when smoke filled the subway car and he heard what sounded like fireworks. The train was between stations at the time, so panicked passengers tried to move to another train car to get further away from the smoke, he said. The whole car was engulfed in smoke, he said. I couldn't even use my mask anymore because it was black with smoke. It was ridiculous. About 40 to 50 people were on the train at the time, he said. He was not sure how many were injured, but he said he saw a lot of blood on the floor of the train. When the train arrived at the 36th Street station, the passengers fled off the train onto the platform in a rush. Photojournalist Derek French told CNN Tuesday he leveraged his Red Cross first aid training to help victims. Nobody was expecting it, he said, explaining he had just stepped off the Express N train after conductor said it was out of service. As French moved toward the front of the train, he noticed the platform getting significantly less crowded, but significantly more smoky. Then he saw a pool of blood and victims nearby. At first, French said he thought they had been stabbed, but soon realized they'd been shot. After snapping a few photos, he had to take some pictures first. French said he put his camera back down and went to help the 4 victims he remembered were laying on the ground. While helping them, French discovered the victim had been shot in the ankle and was bleeding. I used my windbreaker to make an additional tourniquet as far up the limb as possible to slow it or ensure that another gunshot that I don't see is restricted from blood flow, he said. A video taken by a subway rider shows people rushing off the train after it pulls into the station. Smoke pours from the car where the shooting took place, and people are heard screaming, the video shows. An individual is seen helping an injured and bleeding person dressed in a blue hoodie off the train. Another man hobbles off the train shortly after, the video shows. Surveillance video from within the station may not be available. A preliminary review indicates there was some sort of malfunction with the camera system at the station, Adams told WCBS Radio. There are almost 10,000 cameras in the MTA system, including almost 600 cameras on the Brooklyn section of where the attack took place. We're going to work with the NYPD to capture all that video to find out where this criminal may have come in or out of the system. And we're also just reviewing with everybody who was involved all of the information. That's mentioned. Okay, I was really looking for more information about Frank James, but what I've read is pretty much all they have at this particular point in time. Oh well. So a nut from these neighboring sectors has gone berserk. Not sure why at 62. He gets a check every month. I'm not sure why he decided to go on a shooting rampage at 62. It's just ridiculous. And from what I've seen so far, and I only watched the same videos that I went live with on this broadcast. I mean, he wasn't talking no crazy shit more than anybody else in those two videos. I was curious to see what his last video was about, and as we could see, he was trying to impart some wisdom about crime. And he talked about the guy in the video, how he's remorseful now after killing one person and causing brain damage in another. I mean, he was making perfect sense. So why in 24 hours did he do what he did? It's just, it's just not adding up, other than niggas crazy. So from what we read in the article, apparently he left his knapsack there. He had 2 undetonated grenade smoke bombs or whatever, his U-Haul key, so, and what else, a couple of other things, and I think his gun. Yeah, I guess with all that smoke, his black ass couldn't see either. Who knows? But pretty much that's all I got to say about this situation. He shot 33 times and hit 10 people. Well, thank God he's an awful shooter. And thank God that nobody died. Everybody still has their life. They might be in a little bit of pain and they might be uncomfortable this morning, but they're still alive. What a blessing. So with all that being said, peace, I'm out.